Drake and Joe Budden have an interesting history, filled with moments of playful banter, sharp critiques, and public trolling. Their interactions go beyond the typical industry drama, making them one of hip-hop's most amusing ongoing rivalries. Over the years, the two have exchanged words, whether through social media, interviews, or even music. Though things were once a bit more serious, today their exchanges lean more toward lighthearted trolling rather than actual beef. However, whenever Drake decides to take a jab at Joe Budden, he does it in a way that keeps the internet talking for days. One of the more recent moments that reignited their rivalry happened when Drake took aim at Joe Budden by making fun of his weight. This wasn't the first time Drake had trolled Budden, but this particular jab gained traction because of how direct and personal it felt. Fans couldn't get enough of it, and as expected, the internet exploded with reactions. To understand why this moment was so significant, we need to look at the history between these two artists. Their rivalry dates back several years, starting when Budden criticized Drake's music. This was around the time Drake released Feuds, an album that saw massive commercial success but wasn't immune to critique. Joe Budden, known for being brutally honest, had some strong opinions about the project. He called Feuds uninspired, saying Drake seemed too comfortable and wasn't pushing himself creatively. Drake didn't take too kindly to that critique. Instead of addressing Budden directly, he did what he does best. He fired back with subliminal shots in his music. One of the clearest instances was in the track 4 p.m. in Calabasas, where many believe Drake was addressing Budden without saying his name outright. The track had lines that seemed to reference Budden's career and his place in the rap game, all while maintaining the smooth and confident delivery that Drake is known for. Budden, however, wasn't about to let that slide. Unlike Drake, he didn't opt for subliminals. He responded with full-on diss tracks. Not just one, but several. Songs like Making a Murderer, Part 1, and Wake were aimed directly at Drake, with Budden making it clear that he was ready for lyrical warfare. These tracks saw Budden taking shots at Drake's artistry, his persona, and even the way he handled competition. Despite Budden's aggressive approach, Drake never fully engaged in a rap battle. Instead, he continued his usual strategy of making small, calculated jabs without ever letting things escalate into an all-out lyrical war. Over time, the beef cooled down, but their relationship remained one filled with trolling and playful insults. One of the funniest moments in their history came in 2019, when Budden was hosting a pool party. He decided to go on Instagram Live, broadcasting the event to his followers. While he was enjoying himself, an unexpected visitor showed up in the comments. Drake. In classic Drake fashion, he didn't just observe quietly. He took the opportunity to throw some lighthearted shade. He commented, "That sh*T look like it's sponsored by Four Loko," referencing the infamous energy alcohol drink known for its chaotic reputation. But that wasn't all. Drake continued to poke fun at Budden's party, joking about the attendance. He sarcastically said, "The DJ said it's getting out of control. It's 67 people there." This moment was hilarious because it played into the ongoing perception that Budden, despite his influence in the industry, wasn't necessarily the biggest social draw. Fans ate it up, sharing screenshots and laughing at how effortlessly Drake managed to troll Budden once again. Then came another classic moment in 2022. While vacationing in St. Tropez, Drake posted a video on Instagram that had people talking. In the clip, a group of people were partying and dancing enthusiastically to Pump It Up, Budden's biggest hit from 2003. Drake, never missing an opportunity to troll, made sure to capture the moment. While filming, he said, "Where else, Joey, would you have them going so crazy? They're going so nuts to the Pump It Up." Not only did he film the moment, but he also tagged Budden in the post, almost as if he were inviting him to witness the scene himself. He even went as far as suggesting that Budden should consider performing in St. Tropez, as if that was the place where his music still had the most impact. Once again, fans found this hilarious because it played into the ongoing joke about Budden's career, acknowledging his past success but framing it in a way that made it seem outdated. Fast forward to 2023, and the rivalry took another turn when Budden once again decided to critique Drake's music. This time, he had thoughts on Drake's album For All the Dogs. On his podcast, Budden claimed that Drake was still rapping for the kids, and that at this stage in his career, he should be making music that resonates with an older, more mature audience. He essentially suggested that Drake was refusing to evolve, still catering to a younger demographic rather than growing with his fanbase. Drake, as expected, didn't let this slide. He responded on Instagram with a lengthy post defending his music. But he didn't just stop at defending himself. He took the opportunity to throw in some insults aimed at Budden. He mocked Budden's career, suggesting that he never quite reached the level he wanted to as an artist. He implied that Budden was bitter about his own musical shortcomings and had now positioned himself as a critic because that was the only way he could stay relevant in the culture. And now, we arrive at the latest chapter in this ongoing saga. Drake trolling Budden about his weight. This time, the jokes were much more personal. While the exact details of what was said or posted vary, depending on sources, the general consensus is that Drake made fun of Budden's appearance, specifically his weight gain. Given that Budden has been out of the rap game for years and is now primarily a media personality, discussions about his physical changes have surfaced before. Drake, being the sharp and strategic troll that he is, used this as an opportunity to take another jab. The joke quickly made its way around social media, with fans reacting in various ways. Some found it hilarious, saying that Budden had it coming after constantly critiquing Drake's music. Others felt like Drake was taking things too far by making it personal. Regardless of opinions, one thing was clear. Drake had once again managed to dominate the conversation with a few words. This ongoing back and forth between Drake and Budden has become a recurring theme in hip-hop. It's a mix of old-school rap competitiveness, internet-era trolling, and genuine personality clashes. While their rivalry started with serious diss tracks and heated exchanges, it has now evolved into something closer to a never-ending game of playful insults. At this point, their dynamic has become something that fans expect. Whether it's Drake trolling Budden at a party, Budden dissecting Drake's album on his podcast, or a new round of Instagram jabs, these two will likely keep this playful feud going for years to come. The hip-hop world loves a good rivalry, and even though this one is more comedic than combative, it remains one of the most entertaining in the culture. The real question is, who will have the last laugh? If history is any indication, neither of them is backing down anytime soon.